I want to welcome everybody to the Elizabethtown City Council regular meeting for February 19th, 2019. And at this time, I'd like to ask City Councilwoman Cindy Walker to lead us in the invocation.
Shall we pray? Dear Heavenly Father, as always, we thank you for this day. We thank you for this wonderful community in which we live, play, and work. We also thank you for the many employees who are very instrumental in making the city the success that it is. We give thanks and praise to the men and women of the armed forces. We pray for them and their families as they give the ultimate sacrifice that we are able to live under a flag of freedom and democracy. We thank you for this council, for this mayor. We ask that you will lead, guide, and direct us, and that the decisions that we make are not only pleasing to our community, but also to you. We ask for your continued blessings and for your forgiveness of our sins. These things we pray in your name. Amen.
Amen. And we've got a special treat tonight for the Pledge of Allegiance. We're going to change up how we do things a little bit. From time to time, we're going to have a class come in from many of the different elementary schools here in the city limits, and we're going to start with one of my favorite classes, Miss Melissa Gregory's kindergarten class at Panther Academy. So if we can walk around here with them.
I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good job.
Good job.
I'm here.
Thank you so much.
Great job.
Great job. Good job.
Just walk across your name. We all get right here behind you and take a picture with you.
Oh, okay.
Well done, guys. Stay right where you are.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, here we go, guys, right here.
Look at the Colonel.
Smile, guys.
Thanks, kiddos. Love it. Bye, Jack. Thank you.
Well, great job. Great job. Okay, next order of business. We have some presentations, and we'll start off with Elizabethtown Tourism Convention Bureau, Mr. Carl Swope.
Yes.
Oh, I forgot to mention, good call. Approval of minutes for February 4th, 2019.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Now to Mr. Swope. Sorry. I was so excited to get to you.
And I was excited to get to my report. First of all, Mayor, Council, and staff, it's always a pleasure for me to give the tourism report. I will tell you that your Tourism Commission is extremely busy right now. There's a lot of very positive things happening. Transitions are being made. And I will also tell you that your commission is operating very well throughout all this this change that we're going through. And I do want to take just a moment. As we all know, we have one of the things we're doing is selecting a new executive director. We are so fortunate to have Jim Long. Any interim executive has a challenging job. Jim has been able to come in and just pick up kind of where he left off. We have a full appreciation for what it is our commission does and the wonderful asset we have in our sports park. So anyway, I just wanted to point that out because it's certainly been a pleasure for the commissioners to be able to work with an interim like Jim. I also want to thank Councilman Walker. She has been working with us on looking at our insurance coverages, also in light of the transitions and making sure we're properly protected. So we want to make sure that, you know, as we transition the sports park into an outside management firm, that it has its own coverage and that all of us are protected in the right way. So again, hats off to you. Jim did spend some time in Frankfurt this past week attending the Kentucky Travel Industry Association's meeting, working with our legislators to make sure that the discussions that are going on about restaurant tax and so forth are headed in the right direction, making sure, of course, that those restaurant tax funds stay focused on tourism. And I believe that that's the way it's headed. Everyone is aware that we have selected a management company, Sports Facilities Management. They have been in town and they have been working on staffing and so forth, and they have been interviewing primarily local candidates and been very pleased with with the response that they've gotten. So we are continuing to determine how the parks operating company should work, and again, getting back into just the risks that we all need to take a look at. Once we've made a decision, we'll update the council, but we're just know that we are working together on that and making sure that we put that together in the most effective way. We are also, of course, getting ready for another season, and the staff that's out there is doing an excellent job, as they always have. Our sports park is just known throughout this part of the country for being just a wonderful facility, and the staff, Elizabethtown staff, is still working to make sure that we're ready. Our first event is a college softball event, and it's scheduled for March 7th through the 9th. So if you're in town in March, it's always fun to go out to the sports park and see all that activity and energy. We continue, as I have mentioned or alluded to, we continue looking for our permanent executive director, and we have a search committee, and I am on that committee as well. And I will tell you, we've had some very, very impressive interviews. We've had some very good response to that opening. And we are hopeful to have a recommendation to our board very soon. In fact, I think that is imminent. But anyway, just know that is ongoing. It's one of the things that we're working on. Our tourism building continues to be used. You know, this is not the busiest time of year for meetings, but we had 12 days of use, 17 different meetings, 800 people that were actually in meetings at the Tourism Commission. So, you know, as we look to the future, I know that one of the things that everyone talks about is we need more event space, maybe not convention center, but I think as our commission looks out beyond just where we are in all this transition, we will be looking at ways to bring people into the community along with those 70, 80,000 that come to the sports park, and hopefully bring them in on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Thursday, Friday, Saturday are kind of busy around here in the summer. With that, I'll open it up if anybody has any questions about where we are and what we're doing. Wow.
You must have covered all that.
Thank you.
Next, we're going to have Ms. Yvette Sweeney from the Central Kentucky Community Foundation to speak to us about Holocaust remembrance.
Thank you, Mayor. Appreciate the chance to talk with you today. I'm with Central Kentucky Community Foundation, and part of our work is to carry out the wishes of donors who leave money to us for particular purposes to better our community. And one of the funds that we hold has a focus on fostering understanding, tolerance, and compassion in our community. And I think that's something we can probably all appreciate, having a funding stream to help make happen. We've been working with this fund for many years, but over the last year and a half, we specifically have brought together a group in our community to look at how we want to do that, not just in some piecemeal parts, but collectively. a little more comprehensively. And Jeff Knoll, who's with me today, has been a key part of that committee that has put together a project that of Holocaust murals that will be on exhibit here in our community. And I'll let him tell you a little bit about that project.
Thank you, Yvette. Council, it's good to see you all today. This is something that we're incredibly excited about. If some of you are Facebook users, you may have seen a post about it today, but February 25th will begin the opening until actually April 5th at the ECTC campus. These murals, there's 22 or 23 of them, I believe, in total. But these were developed by high school students who went through a program at Western Kentucky University for over 20 years now, after they had had some education on remembering the Holocaust and just understanding the evils of hatred and what it can do when a group of people are the subject of hate. And so it's not that this is specifically about just the Holocaust, but that becomes for us in our history a prime example of what can happen when hatred becomes acceptable and it's targeted on a particular people group. And so this becomes an amazing experience for all of us to teach our young people what it means to love and to accept and to understand and to look into that. And so the Benjamin Fund was committed for this community by a couple who understood that from their own circumstance and situation. And they wanted to leave a fund that would help teach our children and help teach our people about loving and being accepting of people rather than hating. And so this is something that comes out of that. We've been working for about a year and a half, and it became, after some study, it became our understanding that the way that we could make a real impact is if we went towards students. And if we could find some kind of a project that would really speak to the students. And sometimes as adults, we're a little bit stubborn and set in our ways. But young people are much more understanding of aspects and things. And so this became an opportunity to speak to them. And once one of our members, Dr. Mehta, had been in connection with this through her work on a gifted students program, which is what developed this. And she recommended it, we researched it, and after some consideration, we decided this looks like an excellent project. The heart of it really is that there will be Holocaust education going on in the classroom at our schools, and then the students will be bused to the murals at ECTC. And so they will go, they will interact, they will respond in different ways. But really kind of the serendipitous blessing of this is that because it's at ECTC, it's going to be open all day long, every day, so groups can go on their own whenever they want to during the day. Church groups, organizational groups, community groups are all welcome to go out and take this in. But for the community on March 25th, that evening at 6 o'clock, we're going to have a community event, and it will be a night of remembrance. We'll have a Holocaust survivor that will be speaking that night, and it will be centered towards the community. And hopefully, through the influence of the students and their parents, it will be an opportunity for them to come out. Quite frankly, we're already beginning to think that just the initial reactions to this have been so positive that we may have overflow only at that available. But we're really looking forward to it, and we just wanted to let you all know so that every organization in the city can be aware of this and press into it. And we're very excited about the opportunity that this might have. So thank you for letting us come and share with you today. We do have some flyers, and if you have any more specific questions, Yvette is much more knowledgeable than I am on that. So.
I think it's a great opportunity to educate, continue educating the young people in our community from things that have happened in our past and our history, and make sure we don't do it again.
Amen. Absolutely.
Thank you all very much.
Thank you.
Our next order of business is we have several appointments that we have to make to different boards. The first two we have on here, we don't have to have action from the council, so I'll just read them, and it would be the reappointment of Don Cox to the Air Board for a term of 4 years, March 5th, 2019 to March 5th, 2023. The reappointment of Carl Swope to the Air Board for a term of 4 years, March 5th, 2019, March 5th, 2023. Then we have reappointment of Mr. Al Freeland to the Civil Service Commission for a term of 3 years, March 2nd, 2019 to March 2nd, 2022, and I'll need a motion and a second for that.
Second.
All in favor? Opposed? Next would be to appoint Rick Horn to the Civil Service Commission for a term of 1 year, March 2nd, 2019, March 2nd, 2020.
Second.
All in favor? Opposed? Next would be to appoint Jamie Armstrong to the Civil Service Commission for a term of 3 years, March 2nd, 2019 to March 2nd, 2022.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor? Opposed? Next is the appointment of Scott Owens to the Housing Authority, filling unexpired term ends on May 19th, 2022.
Motion. Second.
All in favor? Opposed? And then to appoint Teresa Harris to the Housing Authority, filling unexpired terms to end on May 19th, 2019.
Motion.
All in favor? All opposed? Very good. Next, we have the second reading of an ordinance, ordinance number 3-2019, which is the dealer annexation. Need a motion and a second to read.
Second.
All in favor? Opposed?
Yes, Mayor, in summary, since it's a second reading, this ordinance will annex the property located at 200 South Provident Way into the city. This action is taken at the request of the heirs of Andrew J. Beeler and was read for the first time on February the 4th, 2019.
Okay. Motion to adopt.
Motion.
Second. All in favor? Oh, we have a roll call vote. Roll call vote. Okay, start with you, Councilman Fulkerson.
Yes. Yes.
Councilman Willoughby?
Yes.
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 Very good. Next, municipal order number 6, 2019, accepting bid from Gary Clifford Incorporated for Smith Avenue sanitary sewer improvement. Motion second to read.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Opposed?
At a regular meeting of the City Council of Elizabethtown, Kentucky, held on the date set out below, a motion to read and adopt the following municipal order was duly made, seconded, and approved. Whereas the City of Elizabethtown prepared construction documents and received public bids on February the 1st, 2019 for the Smith Avenue sanitary sewer improvements. Now be it ordered that the city accepts the bid from Gary Clifford Incorporated for the Smith Avenue sanitary sewer improvements in the amount of $82,290. Be it further ordered that the mayor of the city and/or his designated being, he is hereby authorized and directed to take all steps necessary to perfect this order, including but not limited to the signing of all contracts, obtaining the necessary permits, and approving change orders up to the designated amount of $8,229. Read, adopted, and approved this the 18th day of February, 2019.
Need a motion to adopt.
Second.
All in favor? Opposed? Next would be municipal order number 7-2019, authorizing agreement addendum with Hardin Memorial Hospital. Motion to read.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor? Opposed?
At a regular meeting of the City Council of Elizabethtown, Kentucky, held on the date set out below, a motion to read and adopt the following municipal order was duly made, seconded, and approved. Whereas the City of Elizabethtown entered into an agreement with Hardin Memorial Hospital for sponsorship and sports medicine services at the Elizabethtown Sports Park in 2016 and revised the agreement in 2018. And whereas the city and HMH wish to revise the agreement as the city has entered into an agreement with the Elizabethtown Tourism and Convention Bureau for the management of the park. Now be it ordered that the City of Elizabethtown approves the agreement addendum with the Hardin Memorial Health for sponsorship and sports medicine at the Elizabethtown Sports Park for a term starting on February the 19th, 2019 and terminating on July the 1st, 2019 at a cost of $40,000, of which $25,000 is in a cash payment and $15,000 for in-kind services. Be it further ordered that the mayor of the city and/or his designated being, he is hereby authorized and directed to take all steps necessary to perfect this order. Read, adopted, and approved this 19th day of February, 2019.
Motion to adopt.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor? All opposed? Next will be municipal order number 8, 2019, authorizing the transfer of property in the Glendale Hill neighborhood.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Opposed?
At a regular meeting of the City Council of Elizabethtown, Kentucky, held on the date set out below, a motion to read and adopt the following municipal order was duly made, seconded, and approved. Whereas the city of Elizabethtown desires to provide affordable housing opportunities for the citizens of its community, and whereas the city of Elizabethtown has adopted policies to promote fair housing in the community, and whereas the city claims to own certain property in the Glendale Hill neighborhood that it has maintained for more than 35 years by reason of adverse possession and the closing of the former right-of-way of Moore Drive in the Moore Heights subdivision as closed by action of the city council by ordinance adopted on October the 18th, 1982, and now be it ordered by the Elizabethtown City Council that the city of Elizabethtown does claim ownership of property in the Glendale Hill neighborhood, specifically known as 310 Moore Drive, and be it further ordered that the mayor of the city is hereby authorized to prepare and execute a deed as grantor and grantee to transfer said property to the city to create a clear source of title and ownership to this property so that the property may now be transferred to Hardin County Habitat for Humanity in the future. And be it further ordered that the mayor of the city and or his designated being is hereby authorized and directed to take all steps necessary to perfect this order. Read, adopted, and approved this 19th day of February, 2019.
Motion to adopt, please.
Second.
All in favor? Opposed? Next is municipal order number 9-2019, authorizing the transfer of property to Habitat for Humanity. Need a motion to read.
So moved. Second.
All in favor? Opposed?
At a regular meeting of the City Council of Elizabethtown, Kentucky, held on the date set out below, a motion to read and adopt the following municipal order was duly made, seconded, and approved. Whereas the city of Elizabethtown desires to provide affordable housing opportunities for the citizens of its community, and whereas the city has adopted policies to promote fair housing in the community, and whereas the city believes that partnerships are the best means to address problems facing the community as a whole, and whereas Hardin County Habitat for Humanity has provided affordable housing opportunities in the community for many years in conjunction with the city of Elizabethtown, whereas by municipal order 97/2018, as adopted on November the 19th, 2018, the city authorized the transfer of property to Hardin County Habitat for Humanity. However, the subdivision plat for this property is being amended, thereby changing the lot numbers, and the city wishes to provide good, marketable title to Hardin County Habitat for Humanity. Now be it ordered by the Elizabethtown City Council that the city will transfer to Hardin County Habitat for Humanity 4 lots in the Glendale Hill neighborhood, being Glendale Hill Neighborhood Section 9, lots 47A, 50A, 52A, and 54A, and more specifically known as 125 Abbey Court, 302 Moore Drive, 306 Moore Drive, and 310 Moore Drive. And this will be at no cost so that Hardin County Habitat for Humanity may construct affordable housing in the Glendale Hill neighborhood. And be it further ordered by the Elizabethtown City Council that any and all city utility connection fees, sanitary sewer, natural gas, building plan review fees, construction fees, and electrical fees associated with the construction activity by Hardin County Habitat for Humanity for said lots be waived. Be it further ordered that the mayor of the city and or his designated be and he is hereby authorized and directed to take all steps necessary to perfect this order. Read, adopted, and approved this is the 19th of February, 2019.
Very good. Motion please to adopt.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Last but not least, would be municipal order number 10-2019, authorizing purchase of a 2019 Caterpillar compact excavator. Need a motion to read.
Motion.
Second. All in favor? Opposed?
At a regular meeting of the City Council of Elizabethtown, Kentucky, held on the date set out below, a motion to read and adopt the following municipal order was duly made, seconded, and approved. Now be it ordered that the city authorizes the purchase of a 2019 Caterpillar compact excavator model 305.5 in the amount of $67,487, which is the state contract master agreement number 758. Be it further ordered that the mayor of the city and or his designated being he is hereby authorized and directed to take all steps necessary to perfect this order. Read, adopted, and approved this is the 19th day of February, 2019.
Need a motion second to adopt.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
We were thinking about you, Don. We were, it was close. It was close.
Just keep it clean. Okay. Anybody have anything?
We have next Monday off, that's a lot of work.
That was for Dee.
Money off.
Okay, at this time, we're going to go close meeting pursuant to KRS 61.810 subsection 1 to conduct deliberation on future acquisition or sale of real property by the city, to discuss personnel which might lead to the appointment, discipline, or dismissal of an individual employee, member, or student, and discuss specific economic development proposals.
And I'm sorry, Mayor, could you add litigation to that too? I just need.
I can. To discuss the general nature of existing and possible litigation about the city. Motion.
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?